Good morning, I'm Ann Carpenter, the Youth Services Librarian from the Brooks Free Library, here to tell you about some of the fabulous programs we have going on at the Brooks Free Library this summer. First up, we have our general summer reading program, which is a lot of fun. Every time a student reads or is read to or listens to an audiobook or in any way consumes a book or magazine or other sort of printed material, for 2.5 hours, which works out to about 15 minutes a day, which as many of you are already participating in, read 15 minutes at bedtime. Then after 2.5 hours, they can come to the library and they can get a free book and a small prize. And that's going to be going on all summer long. You can sign up at any point during the summer, and it will continue until school starts again in the fall. And it's every time that you read for 2.5 hours. So if you read 2.5 hours every single day, come into the library every day for a prize and a free book. If most people, it takes them about a week, which is great because then you can come in, get your new supply of books, get your prize in your book, and see you the next week. In addition to our summer reading program, we also have a summer science program where if you do 5 STEM-related activities, you can get a small science prize. We have some shark teeth and magnifying glasses and bug-catching nets and a bunch of different things. And pretty much anything related to science or STEM-related activities gets to count towards that. Our goal is to show kids that science isn't something that you just do in the classroom as this isolated thing and then you move on to other things. Science is part of our everyday lives. So that's going to be a great part. We also have a number of special activities going on, and this week's activities include our regular programs, which is story time for preschoolers on Tuesdays at 10:30. On Wednesdays, we have a new program, Preschool Yoga, which will also be at 10:30. On Fridays, we have Mother Goose on the Loose, which is also at 10:30. That one's for babies, toddlers, and preschoolers, where we do singing, dancing, lots of, maracas. We shake. We get a lot of moving in on that. Mondays, we usually have creative movement at 10:30, but since it's going to be the 4th of July, obviously the library is going to be closed. Special programs we have include a Crafty Friday, which is going to be happening every Friday at 2:30 for elementary school aged children. This week our craft is going to be making some dirt cake, which is always fun. It looks like dirt, but it's actually edible. It's got lots of sugar. So this is a great one for grandparents. Sugar up your grandchildren and then bring them home to mom. It'll be fun. If you have any food allergies, if you can contact Ann at the library, our number is 508-430-7562. Children's Services is extension 2, or you can email me at acarpenter@clamsnet.org. We're also going to have a process art program on Tuesday, July 5th at 2:30. Where we're going to set up a whole bunch of different tables, and we'll have different process art techniques at each different table for kids to try out. With process art, it's about the process, not the product. So instead of trying to make, a bunch of completely identical looking things that are all perfect and, perfectly straight lines, and you can't tell which one's is your kid's unless you go up and you look on the back to see where their name is. Process art is about exploring the materials, so it might not be something recognizable when you're finished, but it's an exploration of what those techniques can create. It's a lot more individualized. It really gets the creative juices flowing. And because it's all about exploring the materials, it's really great for a wide variety of age groups, because even the littlest kids can be exploring what happens when they get paint on their fingers, and then older kids and teenagers really get into it with really using the techniques in new and novel ways. So if you have a wide variety of ages at home, that would be a great one for you. Again, that's July 5th, Tuesday at 2:30. On the 6th, which is a Wednesday, we're going to have our regular middle school makers program, which is going to be every Wednesday at 2:30. It's aimed at middle schoolers. For this program, we're defining middle schoolers as grades 5 through 8, because in Harwich, 5th grade is when the middle schoolers start, and in a lot of other towns, middle school goes up through 8. So to avoid confusion, it's grades 5 through 8. They're also going to be making dirt cake. So again, if you have any food allergies, if you can contact the library ahead of time. On Thursday at 2:30, we're going to be having a special program town favorite Big Ryan with his tall tales is going to be coming in to tell stories. These, they're funny, very interactive stories. He likes to bill himself sometimes as the scary but not too scary stories. So they're appropriate for preschoolers, but they have just that little bit of an edge, but they're not going to keep your preschooler up because they're scared to go to bed in the dark. But they're also, because they're very funny, they're great for older kids too. And that's going to be at 2:30. For that program, we will probably start handing out our free tickets. So for most of our large programs, we hand out free tickets starting about half an hour before the show starts. So in this case, it would be 2 o'clock. And we'll hand the tickets out and on a first come, first served basis. Things to look forward to next week include Barn Babies, a magic show, and a Ladybug release. But I'll be back next week to tell you more about that.